All right, fellas, I brought something to thank you for your time, and I thought it'd be fun to talk surfboards and eat apple pie. All right, welcome back to the Magic Board Quest. Today, we're looking at Marc Andreini and Kirk Putnam's board collection and talking about what makes the Magic board. Marc, will you tell me about the boards you're riding now? And we could even look in the van and see the most up-to-date quiver.
Well, I don't know if they're up to date. They're boards that I just like.
Okay, that's cool.
That I can, I mean, that's my 9.6 Bolsa Serena.
Oh.
And then I have a Vaquero Edge Glider.
Gosh, that is beautiful. Holy. Wow.
So this is my glider. Yeah. I've been riding for 20 years. I love this board. It's amazing. This particular board, it works in everything. I've read little tiny waves. I can surf it as a gun.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what size the waves are.
Wow, cool.
That's and it goes backside, front side, does everything.
Yeah. Is this this is like the Magic board?
It is, yeah.
Yeah? Well, cool.
Yeah. The reason I make them the way I do is from living up in Half Moon Bay. There's always a bunch of surf.
Right.
And so I had to make them so my original ones had less lift in the nose.
Yeah, it's got to be about.
And it used to hang me up. I mean, it was noticeably a problem.
Right.
I could only ride a bigger, facier wave, or a really small wave of those.
Right.
And so, as I worked on the rocker, I got them so that I could ride any kind of wave on them.
Yeah, I mean, this has like shortboard rocker. It's just stretched out to 11 feet, right? Yeah. So cool.
Well, it's the same rocker I use on pretty much all my boards.
Right. Yeah.
I do the same thing on everything.
Yeah, it's cool. The more boards I look at from every shaper, there's sort of signature rocker and signature rail shape, and then what kind of school of shaping they came from.
And Thomas Campbell sprayed it for me.
That's pretty
for me, this is the only fancy board that I own.
Okay.
It's like polished and there's tint and artwork and stuff.
Right.
I used to be self-conscious when I go down to the beach with it because everybody goes, "Oh, that's a beautiful board."
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was kind of embarrassed.
Oh, interesting.
Like I'm riding some expensive board.
Right.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Actually, I was self-conscious when I go down the beach with it.
That's funny. Now, how's this one different from the other stacking gliders over there?
Well,
gosh. Okay, so Edge. That looks so insane. I love that color.
this is my Vaquero.
Oh man.
That's a Vaquero template.
Okay. Wow. So template-wise, compared to that last one, this one's a little bit wider in the
more
tail.
relaxed nose and tail.
Relaxed nose and tail.
I would say it's just a smoother, cleaner.
Relaxed meaning it just comes out a little bit more. It's a more full.
Yeah, it doesn't pull in. It's just like
Okay.
a more gentle curve.
Cool. Wow, cool. So how do you choose this one over that one, or vice versa?
I just write whatever I like. I like that color. I'm going to take that one.
Nice, cool.
That's about it.
Yeah, they're all amazing.
Then I pick one over the other. Actually, I'll take the other one if I have to walk very far. This one's like 20 pounds or 21.
Whoa.
And that one's like 17.
I have a handle now, one of those little cheater handles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Trying to get him to use
It
one.
came with the adult diapers, right?
Yeah. I got a whole pack of those to go with it. And a zipper for my ass on the wetsuit.
I have to take all this
cardboard nice.
Jesus. Beat to shit. It is beat. I've had it for 5 or 6 years. This one, it just works for me. I've only made 2 of those. That's like off of George Greeno's baby surfboard he made in the early 60s. It's kind of a pulled nose, wide back board with a wide point in the center. So it's a little bit of an off menu deal.
Neat.
Because normally I just I have a McV template that I use when I make an edge board that is really probably better than that.
Wow, cool.
But I'm not giving that one up because that one works for me. I just was surprised because when I first made this board, it's like, oh, it's too thick. And it didn't just feel that good.
Yeah. So the Vaquero I got is a round tail Vaquero. But the Magic Sam with the square tail, I really liked the wide tail block with the edge. It felt like there's something about that combination that was really, really cool.
I agree. And they don't spin out. That's the amazing part. You have the super wide tail.
Oh, it just felt so connected.
And it's like no matter what you do, the board comes right around. It never slides. Just super fast. And I have total confidence in the board. There's nothing that it won't do.
Cool.
I sold it to a friend who was a lot heavier than me.
Nice.
And he rode it a couple times and seemed like he liked it, but he was embarrassed to tell me that he didn't really connect with it.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I saw it for sale
wow.
at the Mall shop.
Oh, nice.
So I wanted to buy it back.
Yeah.
Looking at
Research.
I just didn't keep it long enough.
Uh-huh.
So I said, don't tell him that it's me buying it back. And I didn't tell him for a couple of years. It was really funny. And it's like, why did I ever sell it? It was just absolute magic.
One of the go-tos. And what's this one upstairs? What's this one?
That's a Vaquero.
Okay. 10-0?
That's a 10-3.
10-3.
And I just love just a conventional board. So
Nice.
I use that one it's kind of like my longboard replacement.
Okay, cool.
But that's a one board quiver. You can surf it anywhere.
Nice.
I like that one.
Wow.
My 10.6s and 10.8s seem a little long for down here now that I'm down here riding small beach waves.
Cool, yeah.
So I use that one instead.
Neat.
But this one's better.
Wow. I had the RC plane in my truck, and Marc and Kirk were super stoked on it, so we took it out for a little flight, which is super, super fun. I want to know, what's one of your favorite stories from driving this guy?
Well, the most fun I've ever had driving a car is in this one, on the back roads, backcountry roads. Just going as fast as you can, which is about 35 miles an hour through a 20-mile-an-hour curve. You know?
Just
so it's
hugging
not,
the ground.
It's not deadly, but it's just the car.
A little faster than that.
Kirk's gone faster.
But you feel like you're in a real race car.
Right,
But it's just all very slowed down.
right.
And so it's within your capability of, like, you know, you don't have to have split-second reaction like if you're, you know, a Formula One driver.
Yeah.
You know, I would only make it 5 yards before it went off the road. So I just love driving this thing. It's probably the most, it's like for me surfing a single fin. That's what it's like driving a low horsepower
That's an awesome
performance
analogy.
car that really feels the road. It's all about the feeling of the car. And that's what single fin hull surfing is all about. This is just the car version of surfing a single fin hull. That's why I love this car.
Cool. The car single
Totally
fin
connect
parallel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who would have thought that?
Who would have thought? That's so cool.
You know?
And I wanted to ask you guys together, what makes a board magic? Over your years of shaping, what do you guys find?
How it feels. Gotta feel good. And especially on the boards that I make, the hulls, it's not about how you look riding. It's not a show.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing, so it's how the board flows across the wave on a more natural curl line. And you're going with the flow of the wave, and you can build speed. In the Greeno thing, where you're building speed upon speed to make the flex pin and the hull work together. That's my point.
Yeah.
What's your view of the magic board?
Well, I don't think that you can plan to get a magic board. Because you don't always know what it's going to take for it to be magic. But when you find one, if you're smart, you hang on to it, and then you kind of gear off of that for whatever else you're doing with your other boards, and try and apply those principles to it. And it still won't work most of the time, but I think it's just when you get a board that you connect with. I mean, I remember the longboard days, it didn't matter how good a board looked. It would just, you'd ride them and some of them just worked, just felt way better than others.
Yeah.
And the ones that you might order or that looked really cool and all that were just, you know, maybe difficult to ride.
Yeah.
You borrow someone else's board and it would just be like, wow, this thing's incredible. So, you know, and you don't really know why that is. The shapers do, you know, they have an idea of why they make boards the way they do, and you just find the shapes that you connect with, I believe, is how it all starts. You know, and then when you connect with a board that's like, wow, this thing is perfect for me, then you start paying attention. Well, it's certain thickness, a certain template, a certain rocker, certain fin, and then you just kind of, that becomes your lane. So that's kind of my view of how it happens. Well, I think that I've already perfected something before I offer it.
Oh,
I
true.
don't ever experiment with people. So I've already arrived at, this is the formula.
Yeah.
How do I adapt it
for you
to somebody?
Cool.
Well, depends on what they're used to riding and where they surf,
Right.
and how what they want to get out of their surfing.
Right.
So I can match up the right board that's already been sorted out.
Cool.
That's more of a description, I'd say, of what I'm really doing.
I love
and
it.
in the process of being able to do that, you learn that you can actually, you know, put any kind of a board together because you know what ingredients you need to do to make it give you what you want. But still, that magic board has so much to do with just really listening, knowing what they're writing, and what it is that's missing.
Yeah.
So I like doing that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How about a magic board for yourself, though? Like, what makes a board magic for you? How do you, I imagine every once in a while you stumble across one, you're like, I don't understand how, why, but this one just goes.
Well, that's a good example.
Right.
Those are the breakthrough moments where you learn, oh, so that's the early edgeboard days, and so I didn't think that the wider the tail got, the better they seemed to work.
Right.
All around surf.
Right.
And I didn't know that. And so you end up like with this one. So that's the 9-foot range board that I've ended up never being able to make a better one.
Wow.
I've had a whole bunch of them in the size range, but that's the magic one, so I kept it. Can't give that up.
Right.
I mean, I could make 10 more boards that would work maybe a little bit better than that, but they'd be too heavy,
Yeah.
or they wouldn't paddle right. It'd be something else. That one does everything, so I just keep it.
So what do you think the deal with that is?
I have no idea.
That's awesome. That's cool.
I make a lot of McBee's
Yeah.
edges with the
Oh,
super
I
wide
wanna
tail,
try one
and
of
it's
those,
freaking
too.
epic. You know, it's like, wow. You know, they're really neat. I
Yeah.
didn't know that they would be.
Yeah.
Magic board, when you come upon them, you just got to keep it and go with it.
Oh, man.
At my house.
That is so good.
So
Very
awesome.
cinnamony.
Yeah, it's got a lot of cinnamon.
So a new word you're
really
learning?
good crust.
Let's see how we're doing here.
Oh, we're finishing all ice cream. Pass the box. And hot. That's your shit. And a beer.
All right. Thanks for joining us on the quest for the magic board. We'll see you next time. Thank you, guys.